Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Root Beer here, and we're going to be starting another one of the Gauss contests. It's going to be a grade 7 level Gauss, and it's going to be from the year 2008. Okay, this is not, we've got to say right up front, this is not the grade 8 Gauss. That'll be a separate set of videos, so if you're looking for that, grade 8 level, a bit more of a challenge, feel free to look for those videos. But this is going to be grade 7. So this is the youngest contest that the University of Waterloo offers, to my knowledge. And we can see our paper here. If you'd like a copy of this contest, and I do try and encourage you guys to download a copy and practice this on your own before watching these videos, you can click the very first link in the description. Okay? But what have we got here? So, standard boilerplate. We should probably acknowledge these wonderful sponsors because they're trying to encourage math enrichment, math contest, trying to make math fun. And then, of course, down here we get important things, like you only have 1 hour, just like all the multiple choice contests. Calculators are allowed, so if you didn't have a calculator, I would go fetch one. And, just a whole bunch of other things that you really should read. The contest is entirely multiple choice. There's A, B, C, D, and E as answers. There's 5 possible answers, only one is correct. If you think you've got 2 correct answers, 2 possible answers, reread the question, because you might just need, a bit more understanding to clarify things, because only one of the answers is correct. Other things to keep in mind, the scoring. Easier questions, that is, questions earlier on in the contest, are worth less marks. The last 5 questions in particular form Part C, and these questions are worth 8 marks. Okay, but I'll leave you guys to read this. If you download the copy of the contest or just pause the video now and read it, that's all fine, but let's get into our first question. And we will be doing 1 question per video. So here we go, first question in Part A. This should usually be a very simple arithmetic question, and yet every year we don't get a 100% response rate on this question. So, do keep your wits about you even on question number 1. So, the value of 6 times 2 minus 3 is... Alright, so this is just, as I say, simple arithmetic, basic order of operations, and, this might be really easy for you. I mean, this is really easy for me. I've been doing this a lot longer, but this is a very basic question. People who are less than grade 7, anyone who's really knows multiplication and subtraction should know how to do this one. So, I mean, back when I was going through school, this should be a grade 3 question. How do people not get this right? Well, some people write math contests and they don't want to write math contests. They're forced to by their teacher or their parents. But more commonly, it's actually the smart kids who miss this question because they're just going through it too fast. Think about yourself. You're going to do this contest. Maybe your goal, maybe it's the first time writing this, your goal is to, just do the first 10 questions. But the questions get harder. You're not going to go back and double check question 1 when there are other questions you could be doing, harder questions you could be trying. And this is usually the problem. Question 1 is deemed to be so simple in most people's eyes that they'll just do a quick calculation. They won't even bother to get their calculator out. They won't even bother to do any rough work. They will just say, oh, I can do that in my head. But if you just fumble it a little bit, you can absolutely lose the marks because you're not going to come back and double check this one because it's beneath you almost. This happened to me one year. I was writing the grade 8 contest, and I did not go back and check question 2, and I lost the marks. And I want you guys to learn from my mistakes and not do that. All right, but what can we do here? Well, order of operations, BEDMAS or PEMDAS or PEDMAS, anything you want. Parentheses, then exponents, then division, then multiplication. Now we do have multiplication in this question, so we'd do our 6 times 2 first, and then that would leave us with 12 minus 3. Well, there's no addition, but there's really only one operation left, and that's subtraction, so we would do 12 minus 3. Okay, so we'll just get our notebook out and show a little bit of work, I guess. But, 6 times 2 minus 3. So we do the 6 times 2 first. The minus 3 stays exactly where it is. 12 minus 3 is 9, and that's going to be our final answer. How could we possibly screw this up? Well, lots of ways. But I think the most common would be you just do the subtraction first. So 2 minus 3 is actually negative 1. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. Now, is negative 6 one of the possible answers? It absolutely is. So if you go too quickly, you might think it's -6. They're rolling out the negative numbers early on this one. You move on to question 2, you don't come back and check it, and that's 5 marks you've lost. Okay, that's a 30th of the total marks, because these things are out of 150. But in fact, our answer is going to be A. And we'll just write that down. And so I don't get confused in the next video, when we do question 2, let's get rid of our erroneous calculation. But there we go. We're off to a great start. 1A, fantastic way to start off the 2008 paper. I will see you for more of the grade 7 Gauss in the next video. Take care.